faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Oh, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Zeeverfett.
Hey! Good, I'm not muted. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Thank you so much for dropping in on us today. For this stream, we are going to be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi. We both have seen Top Gun Maverick as well.
We can talk about Maverick. I just don't have images.
We don't have images for Top Gun Maverick. But we can definitely talk about that later, just in case. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to dive into Obi-Wan Episode 3 on Disney+.
Spoilers!
And this is a spoiler review. We don't do non-spoiler reviews just because there's no point. If you haven't seen it yet...
What kind of fan are you?
Yeah, what kind of fan are you if you haven't seen it by this point? So anyway, so we watched Episode 3. I guess kind of take it away. What's your first takeaway from Episode 3?
My first takeaway is amazing. I love this episode. I love the series thus far, how it's progressed. And I keep seeing crap about season 2 or like even more happening afterwards.
Yeah, we're not going to get into season 2 because we haven't seen season
This isn't
1
a speculatory video.
Yeah, this is not speculatory. Although I've been hearing rumblings about season 2, possibly season 3.
Yes, the bushes have been rattling.
What they're going to do is they're going to continue until we lead directly into A New Hope, and by then,
even though we already had that in Rogue One.
Yeah, well, they're going to touch on. That's the thing. It's going to connect. It's going to bob and weave and connect to all the different things. And Disney's going to ruin canon yet again. With Episode 3, I guess all 3 episodes. How do you rank them so far? As like which ones do you like the most or the least or whatever?
Oh God. I honestly, the first one's kind of, because the first and second one, it's kind of a blur. It's kind of just like, because they released it at the same time, so it's kind of merged together.
At the same time. Mm-hmm.
But I think I like the first. Okay, so third, first, and then second.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
just
exactly
like how my
opposite.
order is.
First, second, third. So for me,
same order as the prequels.
Okay. For me, it's been progressively getting worse, but it's still a good show. You know, I like
progressively getting it's progressive.
It is. I mean, if it continues to trend, like if Episode 4 is not as good as Episode 3, it's just going to continue to get bad. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to watch Episode 6. So, but I think
the parallels for Episode 3 have been amazing. I think like it is directly
so far overall, it's a good show. And it's one of the stronger shows on Disney Plus that they have released for Star Wars.
Minus Mandalorian.
I like Mandalorian, but I like this a little bit better. I like Mandalorian. We've had a couple seasons of Mandalorian.
I'm hoping that like they're not gonna come out with Obi-2 Kenobi with like oh, this is our Obi-Wan. Okay, we're done with Lucas's Obi-Wan.
Well, Obi-2 Kenobi is going to be season 2. So they'll sort of dive into
that. I hope
that.
It was just a throwaway line, and that was it. I'm down
in that season. He will rule with respect. He'll be the new damn you. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's the review.
That's the review. Yeah.
No, anyway, so I guess since you like this episode the best so far,
I think I liked it just because Hayden was just so.
You like this because of Vader, because of Hayden and Vader. That's what you like.
Honestly, I did not expect to see. I don't even have the image. Hold on, keep talking.
Oh yeah, sure. And thank you for watching, guys. This is fantastic.
It's hard.
Obi-Wan is.
Where is it? What
are we talking about here? You like keep talking. I wasn't talking. So
it's uploading.
Okay. Well, what I liked about the episode most was that Obi-Wan and Anakin were both there and they saw each other and they're ready to do battle. What image are you looking for?
It's uploading. It's taking. There we go.
Oh, you didn't add it. Oh my god. That is the exact same image stance, whatever, from Episode 3.
Episode 3 when he was staring.
When he was at Mustafar. You're right. Exactly. So even though Kenobi did not see that, on Mustafar for some reason. I guess that's just
Well, no,
for the
it's
audience.
just
That's for
the
audience.
last. It's just for us, but also that's the last time. That's how the last time how he saw how he looked. You know,
He
doesn't
didn't.
know.
The last time that Obi-Wan Kenobi saw him,
I know,
how
but
he
for all
looked,
he
was
knows,
on the ground, burnt
for
to
all
a
he
crisp,
knows,
no arms or legs,
it, like
and his hair was gone.
Back to tank works wonders. So that's why he was like fully
Yeah.
covered, because he doesn't really know how much he has recovered.
Yeah. So interesting. But so I guess, what was your favorite part of the show, of episode 3? What stood out to you?
What stood out to me? I liked the Vader walk. I thought that was cool. Like him walking, messing up the men, the women, and the men, women, and the child, or whatever. I thought that was cool. I mean, I didn't expect Disney to like give a green light to snapping a kid's neck. I thought that was very ballsy.
That is very shocking for Disney. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I didn't
very
expect
shocking for Disney.
I feel like the woman getting dragged had it the easiest. she was just like, I'd rather get dragged and choke in the air and then have my
yeah. He's like, how did you like that ride?
yeah.
But then the dragging of Obi-Wan was actually better. I like that. I liked it how he was dragged through the fire. I was like,
I definitely like that. That was definitely brutal.
I was like, oh wow, is he gonna die?
I liked the reversal. I mean, even even in the thumbnail, like you can tell, like whenever Vader strikes, like Obi-Wan is like on the ground. They're not on par. They're not both at stance with like crossing their sabers or holding hands together in the lava. Like they're not equals anymore.
They're not equals. Yeah,
when it comes to duels.
That is correct. When it comes to duels, yeah. I mean, number one, I understand that Obi-Wan is mentally defeated. He's had 10 years of just doubting the Jedi, and they don't care anymore or whatever. But and then Vader, I don't know how much swordplay he's had, because I don't watch the anime.
Well, I mean,
when he was walking through
ignoring the animated
stuff,
they hunted the Jedi. He was the main guy that was hunting Jedi. I'm sure he was the one that was like, he's been looking for Obi-Wan his whole life. To the point where they finally just got Inquisitors and said, hey, like, just do this. Like, I can't find this guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't too much of a fight. It was, and it wasn't supposed to be. I've seen a lot of people are like, oh man, yeah, no, we were expecting this epic thing, and it's like, are you expecting every single time these two come together that it's just going to be an epic sword fight?
I was expecting
every damn time.
I was expecting more from the dialogue, not from the fighting. I was expecting
the dialogue,
more dialogue.
Was okay.
I was expecting more conversation, just because it's like
the first time these two have talked.
Yeah,
since episode 3.
I was expecting something more.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, and that would be fun. But again, you're sort of starting off with reintroducing themselves to each other. And so I think more dialogue is going to happen, especially in and that's sort of the difference between I would say Anakin and Vader, is that Vader does a lot of talking when he's fighting, like he did with Luke and all that.
It was all a mental game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's one of the things that he does to try to get the upper hand of his opponent, is to just sort of intimidate him. There were some things that I did not like about the Obi-Wan and Vader encounter, but let's start at the beginning of the episode. Let's bring up an image that you have so we can actually say
bam!
There you go.
Just like Zod said, pow.
Yeah, there you go. What's up, Zod? So basically, here he is still trying to access Qui-Gon. And I'm like, dude, 10 years, all you've been doing is just as a mantra, just saying his name over and over. I mean, I'm sorry, but at the end of episode 3, Yoda was like, more training you have, and so what training did he get? Nothing. I'm
sure. I feel like he gave up. He just gave up at one point because he couldn't. It wasn't working, and now he's trying again because like with everything happening, like with Vader, the resurfacing, now that he knows he's alive. Or reconnecting.
Well, he knew he was alive the whole time.
What do you mean?
You've got to know that Darth Vader's out in the galaxy and he's the one hunting Jedi still. And no, he definitely would know.
He did not.
You would hear murmuring from everyone. Everyone knows who the fudge Darth Vader
is. No, you saw his life. It was the same routine. It was the same thing.
It doesn't matter. My life is the same fucking routine, but I know who the hell's running shit.
That's different. Yeah, because you're on Twitter.
But what I'm saying
not
is,
on Twitter.
There's no way in 10 years that he doesn't know that Darth Vader exists, or Darth Sidious, of course, exists. you know, he does know the top. You don't know, like, okay, Stormtrooper number, 1138 is, is in existence or anything like that. Like, oh, is Grand Moff Tarkin alive? He doesn't know that, but at least with the Sith,
again,
you would hear
the
things.
Empire, like the local villager said, the Empire has no jurisdiction here. They don't hear any of this shit. Like, they didn't.
Well, that doesn't mean that you don't hear it. That just means that they're not a part of it. That it doesn't affect
so why would
their
they care?
lives.
Look, share.
Why
Empire,
would he care? He
even though we're
cares
not a part of
because it is still, forever damaged him, to lose everything, to lose everyone that he has trained, cared about, all that, and yeah. So I mean, that is a big part of his life. Yeah, could he have turned his back on that? Sure. Could he have not been interested? Sure. But the possibility that he has heard the name Vader between episode 3 and now is a strong possibility.
Strong, yeah. I mean, I get it. It's just in this town, no one cares.
We don't know that either.
We do.
That's an assumption.
The lady talked ballsy to an Inquisitor, a person with a lightsaber.
She got her hand chopped off too.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Clearly, these people don't care.
That was one thing that I did like about the episode, which I was shocked about.
That was for the last episode.
Was it?
Yes, that was episode.
All right, well, that's why I liked episode 2 better than episode 3. Was it 1? No, it wasn't 1. It was 1. Holy shit. That's why I liked episode 1 better than episode 2, which is better than episode 3.
The suits.
Yeah. So Hayden Christensen is in the suit again. He does speak about it when he's
I'm loving how often we are seeing him. I think this is amazing. I love.
I agree. I thought, hey, maybe we're just gonna see, like, him in that, in the cloak, every now and again they get a flashback.
The only thing that's bothersome of me of the scene is, like, the helmet's already ready. Like that whenever they've had to take it off and put it on him, it's been one time.
Right. The thing that, like, is different from Empire Strikes Back, which is different from episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, is that every time they connect the Vader's mask, it's always different. It's like the helmet comes down, or it it's a piece from the front and the back.
I like that. We've never seen
but
that.
It coming down like that, it's always a little bit different. So I mean, and it's fine, whatever. I don't, that doesn't really destroy anything for me, but I
just thought it was weird. It was just different. I've never seen it like just ready to go.
It's a snap on.
Episode 6 took it apart piece by piece. Episode 3 was piece by piece. It was, I don't know.
Vader, I agree. Zod Vader is ruthless, but I don't think he went far enough. And I'll talk about that in just a second. Let's see. Here we go. Can you guys imagine the backlash? If Vader would have killed Obi-Wan, if Vader would have killed Obi-Wan, the Force would have found a way. I have to believe the Force would have found a way to. Golly, I mean, that would be very impactful. I don't know how Luke would be able to, or even Leia, either one would be useful.
They would never know about the Force. I mean, it would take them a longer time, if anything.
Yeah, because I mean, that's a very interesting point. I like that. That's very compelling with it. That's a huge conversation right there. The story it goes to shit. And Vader rules forever. So I guess that's how that would work itself out. That's wow. I never thought of it. Yeah, you know what? Obi-Wan died.
It'd be crazy if Disney did like a what if Star Wars series.
They did. It's called the sequel trilogy.
No, you idiots.
They did. Take from what you will. So here we go. So here you have Darth Vader in his castle on Mustafar, which is great. We've seen it again. It was a little bit of a different design than what you saw in Rogue One.
Same to me. It looked the same.
It's got some differences. I saw some comparison photos.
Well, maybe it was subtle.
It's got some differences. The overall theme is fine. It's okay. It's cool. I like how they've made Vader look a lot more close to Episode 3.
I love
and also Episode 4.
The voice sounds just like Return of the Jedi. It sounds perfect.
Well, that's because it's James Earl Jones.
I know, but I think they also mixed. I think they also mixed it with the AI that they have.
Yes, Yes. I think that's one of the things that they did, much like they did with Luke's or Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker in Boba Fett. I think they're using that same technology to replicate or recreate James Earl Jones's performance as Vader. So I'm not quite sure that they're actually using James. They probably have him come in and do the ADR, and they're like, okay, now we have a base. Now we can use this to build on, because they don't have to worry about lip syncing or anything like that with when Vader has his helmet on. So they just have to make sure that it sounds like Vader.
Yeah, I feel like it's really easy to make it sound like just how it is too.
Hey, what's up, Q? Pow Pow, hello, and Neil before Zod. That's right. He came up with a really interesting
topic
situation narrative. He was maybe that's how he gets the white hair guys. He's resurrected. That might be why he looks completely freaking different. In how long?
Whatever, man. This is just gonna be a stressful 6 episodes.
It's 7 more years until he encounters Luke.
Even more stress is gonna happen in season 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this. Where'd it go?
I have seen shit that'll turn you white.
That's a line that they're going to add to episode 6 of Obi-Wan. So but anyway, where are we going with? Okay, so
we're going in order.
Of course we're going in order. I liked the planet that they were on, right here. I like the terrain. It was, a little bit different but the same, whatever. It's just another planet. I liked the interaction. Again, I still like Leia. I think she's doing a fantastic job for a child. Yeah, there she is. I like the back and forth that she has with Ben, and I'm digging it. I liked the ship that they got on, the Mole's ship, the Mole Man ship, or freighter or transport or whatever. I don't care. Freck. What the freck? So freck, I did like it. I like that he was, that he was a mole. And I guess that's sort of, there it is. I thought the interaction with the troopers,
which troopers?
These troopers here, these stormtroopers that
the inspection ones,
okay. The ones that were on the ship with him, whether we're sort of riding to this fence that you can easily look. If you look to the left of the fence, you can easily, and I pointed this out to Andre. He'll say otherwise, but I pointed out to Andre. You can easily just walk around that. I don't.
Oh yeah. He didn't have to. He didn't have to shoot it.
He didn't have to destroy the gate at all. And this seems pretty weak setup. But anyway, I thought that the tension was not built correctly when they were on this transport and they were like and they were sort of being interviewed, if you will, by the stormtroopers that were riding on it with him. When he was like, where are you from? Who's your family? Blah blah whatever. And Ben and Leia were coming up with their story or whatever. And he was like, hey, wait a minute, you said Leia, isn't her name Lana? And I was like,
Luma.
It just didn't. I mean, I liked the way that Ben recovered, but I did not like. Yeah, there he is. I did not like that. It just didn't really build much tension. It wasn't like
it was very nonchalant.
One more, like, it was very passive.
It was easy. Yeah.
I was like, whatever. It wasn't like one more slip up.
Wasn't there?
We're gonna have to fight.
Wasn't there a scene in Mandalorian where it was like Inglorious Bastards?
There was yes. So and that's sort of the vibe that I got with this here. They were trying to do that same setup, the Inglorious Bastards setup, but it just didn't play off. It just didn't create the tension that you
but they were both clever enough to just like
and I thought that they recovered with the conversation and all that, keeping it flowing. I thought that was fine. I thought it would have added more tension if there had been officers instead of just stormtroopers.
I don't know, man. Like I feel like he's very much dressed like a Jedi. Like who else wears these?
He is dressed like a freaking Jedi. He's dressed like he's got Jedi robes. He's
right here. Yeah,
we're looking for a Jedi. They wear robes and they usually tan. And
Eventually
you look like a Jedi, so we're gonna get you. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, just that's the garb. That's that's what they wear. So yeah, I mean, I'm not fully. I never liked that. That was one of the big things about the prequels that I did not like that George did, was that he always had them. They were always wearing robes. What I liked was the Clone Wars,
where they had armor.
when they started wearing armor, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they had armor that looked like this? The armor that Vader's wearing, but just sort of different. Like he's wearing that because it's reminiscent of what he used to be.
I mean,
and that's what he is now. And it could have been really cool, but it just, they kept with robes and they're just monks and they fight.
Because even with the Inquisitors, they're wearing like armor type gear.
They're wearing, I mean, it's like, oh, they're bad guys. They have to wear these outfits. That's,
they have to wear all black, but like,
right. I mean, the closest that you came to like Jedi robes or whatever was Darth Maul when he was wearing his black robes. Then after that, Dooku was, just in a suit, and then that's kind of it. And Palpatine has always worn robes. So I mean, I wish that they would have had some different things to wear. Same thing with Yoda. Yoda's always had robes ever since Dagobah, when we watched it. I mean, it's just, that's all they wear, it's like rags. I understand that it's like, they're not into possessions and they're not into all that, but I mean, they should be at least.
So how do you think it's going to play out whenever, because remember Leia in episode 6, she was like, I remember my mother briefly. So like how like, and Obi-Wan gave us a description on how he remembers his family. How do you think she's like, how does she remember then if she doesn't know?
I think that's just a continuity issue.
No way. I hope that's not.
Yeah, I think it's a continuity issue. I think that she.
But like that would piss me off because it's like, how do you not do your homework and watch?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with like, help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. You served my father in the Clone Wars. Oh, and by the way, it slipped my mind. You freaking rescued the shit out of me when the Empire was had stolen me away from Jimmy Smits, Bail Organa, and Flea's the one that got me, and yeah, you helped me out. So I think that would be a little bit more impactful than, oh, hey, you did something with my dad in a war, and I heard stories about it. So yeah, no,
I don't know.
I'm sorry, it doesn't destroy this thing for me, but it does throw a wrench for me a little bit. Let's see. Zod says, I believe Vader will kill Reva. I think so.
That are the Inquisitors.
Yeah, and Zod is giving him lines. I have only one lesson. He was like, I have only one lesson for you. Never suffer rivals. A nod back to epic Darth Vader comic, and the Ghost Prison. Well, if you're going to, that has to be if that's legacy. If the Darth Vader comic is a legacy comic, then you can damn sure bet that Disney is not going to use anything like that. If it's a Disney comic, I would say okay, sure. Maybe.
I would think because
I'm not familiar. I don't know
if they're not retconning Rebels, and if they plan on keeping Rebels canon because that's Disney Star Wars. I would think somehow they bring back the Grand Inquisitor, and the Grand Inquisitor and the Inquisitors, they all kill her. And it's like a et tu brute, like a Caesar thing, and they all like kill her and stab her or whatever.
I just know she's gonna die.
Well,
it's gonna be a red lightsaber that kills her. It won't be Obi-Wan.
You would hope that it's a red lightsaber. Well, I just hope she doesn't turn light or some shit. Like keep this chick to the dark.
I think that's the reason why she's being so like like this. Hold on, hold on. Do I have the clip? Where's the clip? Oh God,
what clip?
Because this is who she reminds me of right here. I don't want your money. I want Aquaman. That same performance I see from Reva, whatever.
Reva.
I that sort of like, I'm mad. I'm just yeah. Like. I mean, I think in the first episode she was just sort of like going like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Like. Who does that? Come on, man, get that shit out of here. This is Star Wars, man. I don't know. I just couldn't see, Darth Maul or Darth Vader,
especially a red lightsaber user. Like I can't. I don't know. Like some punk kid.
her, yeah, no, I'm sorry, but like her and the biker gang, from Boba Fett. So far, these are pretty underwhelming characters.
Oh shit.
I think the lady from Boba Fett's better. Fennec.
Oh, Fennec. Yeah, Fennec's
Yeah, I
badass.
think she's better than Reva. Come on
Fennec
now.
is badass.
Just a better actor, better seasoned actor. That can. I think the lady that plays Fennec could play in this show here and stand toe to toe with Jimmy Smith.
What I
and
didn't
Ewan
understand was
McGregor.
how did she find like the whole hideout? Like she found where like the hidden room, she found the hidden tunnels, she just found everything. I'm just like, how did you come across this?
She used the Force.
That made no sense. I wish I had a clip. That's not how it fucking works.
That's not how. Yeah, we do have the. Oh no, it's in.
No, we don't. We're on a different tab.
do I not have it on this one? I thought I did.
Oh, wait, can you rotate tabs on here?
You can, but it changes the background and all that stuff. So,
never
so
mind,
we don't do that here. But here it is.
That's not how the Force works.
I'm sorry, that was an epic fail by Matt.
No, okay, whatever.
Oh, here it is.
Stupid.
Anyway, getting back to the topic, where are we?
Where are we?
Where are we? What are you doing?
What are
There we go. Okay, so here we are. We're back.
What
with
is
Leia.
that? What are you looking at? Leia.
Looking at Leia.
Looking at Leia. What
Yeah,
happened
so
with Leia?
I mean, I thought that. Okay. So they got off that transport, right? They
Yeah.
got off the transport. Obi-Wan dispatched. Is that it? Yeah. Obi-Wan dispatched of the troopers that were on with them. Then there were 3 other troopers on the other side of that weak ass gate, and he was like, "All right, no, I give up. That's I could take 4, but not 3." You know,
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah. yeah. Get them.
like stormtroopers are no threat. Like, come on.
They're absolutely they're less of a threat than the clone trooper.
I mean,
you
but then
know?
I mean, I
And
get
clone
he's-
troopers are supposed to be
but
inferior.
then again, I get he's out of practice. He's out of like he's not.
He's
what he
out of
used to
practice.
be.
What are you talking about? He just had practice on behind him where he killed 4 of them.
Yeah, cover. There's no cover. Look,
He had
it's just
practice.
open field.
Okay. All right, calm down now. So he gets and the lady behind him, the officer, the turncoat, she gets to shoot him from behind and save him, and there you go, and that's
Forced
great.
By
Whatever.
the Force, she's the person that we were waiting for.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, there she is. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about her, but she does something that's really weird later on in this story, and
I know that sequence is. I don't know. It's weird.
yeah, it's not. We're not there yet. So hey, all right, Q. Hey, man, thanks for coming by.
She takes Obi-Wan and Leia to I guess refuge.
to the tunnels, I guess.
Yeah,
whatever.
to the hideout.
to the little town that's there, and that's fine, whatever. I mean, I don't exactly know. I have to watch this episode again because it just didn't capture my attention. Since it's your favorite episode, you can continue with the way this,
well, what did you think of the
plays
loader
out.
droid?
Loader droid was less impressive than the droid from Rogue One. I'm sorry, but like,
What about Lola?
Yeah,
I mean,
I like Lola.
Is it
I think
because
that's a
he talks?
fantastic
Is it because
droid.
the K9 or whatever the hell unit talks?
He's just bulky and boring. It's like,
I know, but he doesn't say anything. It's like a gonk droid. What? This or the gonk droid? Gonk droid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, but you've got like 3PO. You've got what was that?
What?
EV9,
BB-8 or
BB-8. You've got IG-11. Whatever. I mean, you've got a whole plethora of droids, and then
plethora.
yeah, and then you've got this one here, and it's like, okay, well, you got a droid, great. Who cares? I don't know. It just really didn't do anything for me. To have and the later in the episode, I didn't really care. I was like Vader should have crushed this thing. I'm sorry. It's He should have dispatched this.
I feel like it's like a moment of patience. Like, okay, I found him before. I've
That would
done
be
this.
cool.
I've done this to him. I'm going to find him again. There's
See, I feel like Riva in this crazy stuff. Wait. I'm
Wait, what?
dyslexic. I feel like all this Riva stuff is crazy because nobody complains about Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. The truth about Riva is that it's a poorly written character, and Moses Ingram deserves better. I think it's the same thing with when I played Yahya. You know, he's a better actor. You know, and that was Black Manta, and that movie was not a good character.
You know, it kind of blows my mind how people
could have been better. It was written poorly because it was written poorly because I think because he was shoehorned in at the end. And that may be the reason, or that may be what's going on with Riva. Maybe Vader had more to do, or maybe the Grand Inquisitor had more to do, and they were just like, "Yo, let's add another character to this." I'm sure that the actress is good, but right now with what she's been given, she's just not hitting the mark for me as far as like believability. But yeah, I didn't have any problems with Rosario. I mean, look at that. It's just like, I don't know. That to me is like safe. That to me is I don't know, underwhelming. It's like I'm gonna Peter Pan out of here, you know. The loader droid. Loader droid is the one from old Clone Troopers. Which one? We just don't know which one yet. Okay. Like in the cartoon series. I don't think I've ever seen this droid, but and you're a big animation watcher. Have you ever seen that droid before?
I didn't watch Rebels. If it was in Rebels, if it was in Clone Wars, then I do not remember.
Hashtag safe.
I don't remember.
But yeah, okay. So then they're there. Then you have Vader. Vader comes in. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna walk through this whole town."
What I liked most about the walk was he didn't even touch anybody yet. He was just walking, and then until he felt Obi-Wan, he felt his presence.
Yeah.
And to me, like that whole moment was like a shock because it's like they haven't felt each other in like a while. It's just I didn't know what to expect, and then that's when he started, I guess, doing like what the Grand Inquisitor's monologue was like trying to lure him out to save this woman, because I think Anakin or Vader still thinks that he's still in practice, he's still in training, like he's just been hiding them.
Sure,
because I
don't know what Vader's thinking. I thought that like you said earlier, the snapping of the necks, that was interesting. That Disney would allow that to happen.
Caught me off guard.
Yeah. But I definitely like seeing Vader again. And it was fine that Obi-Wan was kind of playing hide and seek, with him, kind of.
Well, I feel like he wanted to interfere, but he needs to remember, like, I have to buy time for Leia to get off here. It's not about me; it's about the kid. Yeah, she needs to get out of here.
So, but yeah, so that brings me to the fight. The fight was very underwhelming, and that's fine. I didn't expect it to be.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be
like, oh, here we go. This is episode 3 again. We're just a little bit older. I didn't expect that at all. But what I expected a little bit more from Vader than I did from Kenobi. And I liked when he like tumped that thing over and lit it on fire and all that. That was pretty dope. I thought that was cool. I like that he was holding. I like that he dragged, Kenobi through the flames, but Kenobi didn't really get burnt. He got singed. None of his hair got burnt. I was like, that would be a perfect way for him to cut his hair and have that A New Hope Obi-Wan, mullet, whatever bowl cut that he had going on. Which was it was a hairpiece, but who cares? But yeah, I thought that would have been cool. But I liked it. I liked that he got drugged through the fire. That was great. And I liked that he, held him in the air as well. He just kind of picked up Obi-Wan.
He's so like he's not attuned with the Force anymore. It's just like he's just a civilian. You could just hold him up in the air if you wanted to.
Sure.
He can't.
And so what that does for me is that destroys what happens next. In that, the lady that you're speaking with, she shot the I guess that when the fire was gone, she shot it and it came back.
Yeah, she
or whatever
the fire. Yeah.
Yeah. And so at this point in time, and here we go. So this is welcome Nicotina.
It's fire. It's fire.
Fire. It's fire. So welcome to the broadcast. And hold on. This was your favorite scene.
Yes.
This is your favorite scene.
Yes. This is when you learned that. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you play it first.
Oh, we're not playing the scene.
What scene are we?
No,
talking
we're not going to
about?
get taken down.
I thought you were gonna
Fire.
Oh, the fire. Yeah. So now you know that if you're being attacked by Darth Vader and some stormtroopers, you need fire. They're afraid of fire. They can't use the Force in fire.
They cannot use it's exactly.
Even though he put it out the first time, he put with his
the thing that you don't realize, Andre, is that it's like Shere Khan the tiger. Fire is his,
Nemesis.
That's his kryptonite.
That's his kryptonite.
kryptonite.
There you go. And honestly, I agree with what Zod is saying, that the way he brutally killed the villagers, that was badass. I was like, dude, that's what I want to see from Darth Vader. But then when he got, when the fire showed up, he was just like, oh,
here we go.
He just didn't know what to do. He was like, it was weird that he didn't like force choke,
anyone.
Obi-Wan.
Anyone else? He didn't force choke the girl that was the lady that was helping him out, with the sniping.
She
didn't do that to her.
She started a fire in front of him, which is the same pyrotechnics that were on a second ago.
Yeah,
and they just stare at her. They're just like,
yeah, and it was great. It was fantastic. It was on par with Rogue One up until that point where he was like, where he let that droid pick up Obi-Wan and like take him away. I'm like, wait a minute. Vader should have taken Obi-Wan captive at that point in time. And there you have it. And then who cares? Because Obi-Wan, I don't think they didn't care about Leia at all. They had no, the whole thing was to draw out Obi-Wan. And we learned that in episode 2. So yeah, I mean, I was very underwhelmed with how that transpired, how that played out. And I think that it was I think it could have been better.
It could have been a lot better. It almost feels like they got to a point and they said, well, now what do we do? Like, oh, I don't know.
He's in the fire.
No, fire.
It's like you must cook in the Force.
You must have the hot special.
You must have the hot special. Yeah.
But it was just kind of weird because it was like, okay, so when the fire starts out, like you can't be like, stormtroopers, go run through that or go around back, flank them. They just stand there like a bunch of idiots.
They're like, I don't know what to do. This wasn't in the manual, or this wasn't protocol.
Well, it reminds me of that the scene from Anchorman where he's like, what do you just stand there? Even the guy who can't think says something. You guys just stand there? What?
Did you get a new chair?
You idiots!
Well, I've had this for a while.
You've captured their stunt doubles.
Yeah, I just saw Razor.
Oh, is that from Spaceballs? You captured their stunt doubles. They're all like fucked up looking.
Yeah.
What was it? The
just a mustache
and a cigar. But it was all for naught. But yeah, that's where the episode for me, that's where it fell apart. And then you've got the girl that the sniper girl, she left Leia and she left her to go into the I guess there was another transport waiting for her, or somebody, on the end, the one that got killed by Reva. And like, how the fuck did Reva get over there so quickly?
It didn't make any sense. It was like, well, how'd you get there? Because like even the other girl from Game of Thrones, he was, she was like, you go to the ship, I'm gonna go back the other way. But yet they never crossed paths, and somehow she got it. Instead of going back and like meeting up with the two girls, she hopscotched that girl and got ahead of both of them, and they killed the guy. The guy was like,
because she said before, you're not the first Jedi to cross through these paths. So it's like, how the hell do you not know these paths better than anybody? How did Reva figure this out?
It was just weird. I was like, wait, okay, so you don't want me to think? You want me?
She even stopped to look at the wall. and it was like, oh shit, that's that Jedi. Oh yeah, fucking Leia. Okay.
Yeah. The fact that she stopped and looked at that, it made me think, okay, maybe that guy's gonna make a cameo. Because I mean, like, why would she stop? I don't know. I mean, this was cool.
This was cool. But
like, where are they? Like, why are they in a gravel yard? Like, why is there dirt mounds everywhere? Like, I don't. Why couldn't they just be in the village? All they had to do was clear everybody out of the village and then shoot a new scene, and you would not know the difference. You'd be like, yeah, it's another.
Vader's like, I need no distractions.
Yeah. Little did you know, right outside of this town is a gravel yard.
What?
Hey, Vader's fast as shit. He catches up to Obi-Wan pretty quick.
Yeah, he did. Obi-Wan was like, ah, and all of a sudden he get up. I was like, whoa.
I know. I was like, did you take 4 lefts?
Yeah, I was like, well, when he showed up with the lightsaber, like you know, in front of Obi-Wan, I was like, okay, so he must have took the same path that Reva took.
Yeah.
We were just like, whoop!
It's like, in order to become a Sith or a dark side user, this is how you run.
Yeah. Maybe we didn't know was that for both Reva and Darth Vader, there was like a what do you call it? Like a little a pipe that they jumped in, like a Mario Brothers.
It's like,
the dark side's a pathway to many abilities. Some consider to be
teleportation is one of them.
It was like, how'd you get here so fast? Like, that's a story for another time.
I know. Maz Kanata shows up. That's a story for another day. But I mean, it really felt like with how fucked up he got. Well, also what I didn't get was that when he dragged him into the fire. Can you pull it up one more time?
God damn it, I had it.
Yeah. Like right there, it's kind of like, well, why isn't his garb like catching on fire?
Not even his hair.
Yeah, like he would have lit up like a damn Christmas tree.
Yeah, he didn't burn up as bad as Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden. I mean, like,
Hayden wasn't even in the fire. Hayden was just close to the fire.
Yeah, he was close to the lava. He just lit up. Like,
Obi-Wan's like, Benom Shiba, Benom Shiba.
I like how the guy's saying that too, like with his heart out of his body.
The Obi-Wan bar or the Obi-Wan nightclub is from that same film. What's up, Zod?
Zod Rider! What's up, man?
We were just talking about how Obi-Wan is he can't burn.
He can't. He's inflammable.
I love this episode because for me
it was good. It was a good episode.
Fire, fire is just so appropriate.
Fire rises.
And the thing is, you gotta feel like this type of thing could totally cause Obi-Wan to start aging rapidly. And that kind of stress. I mean,
like, why isn't this working?
Combined with the PTSD,
I know, like this really aged him. You know what I mean? And, well, I thought for sure when Darth Vader showed up and he finally busts his lightsaber out, Obi-Wan, I thought they'd have a little exchange. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because they had one in A New Hope when he was older. I was like, okay, so he's gonna do a little bit of something, but instead he was just like, ah.
Okay, so the Cowardly Lion was a little bit different. I thought he was gonna, like, you know,
he was like,
I thought he was gonna lose his saber.
I was like, come on, man, like, fight back.
I thought he would have to, like, use the Force to, like, you know, throw things at you know, Vader or something, you know, just like, you know, try to use distraction to get away.
Obi-Wan doesn't know the Force like he did before. He's been
shut off.
But this was after he caught Leia, though, right? He caught Leia, so he's kind of like
it's all the fear. He's not like he's
he's just suffering.
He was scared. I mean,
he wasn't thinking. He's not thinking.
They were in that little weird
Don't
workshop.
Think. Do
shut up.
Yeah,
he was staring at him. He was staring at the little window, like, too old. And I'm like, dude, Obi-Wan. He's staring at Darth Vader, you know, who's like snapping necks.
That's PTSD right there.
And he's staring at him. He's staring at him, and I'm like, dude, I think you should run now because he's actually coming to kill you and the girl. Yeah. Like, it's time to go, dude. He's like,
he's like, I stand my ground.
He wasn't ready. And this is what I love about Ewan McGregor's acting in
Yes.
this series. He's not ready for Vader yet. He's completely
Come back.
He's overmatched.
yeah, and he's just a complete, he's a shell of his former self at this point, and it's brilliant the way they're building it up, because we know that at some point he's going to have to get his groove back and be able to fight Vader again.
Obi gets his groove back.
Right.
But he has to. No, Azad's right. Like, there has to be one more altercation in the final episode of these two.
Really, you think that they're gonna?
They
think
have
that there's
to.
gonna be
The
one more
last
and
time-
then and the last one?
If they don't, that means the next time they see each other will be a New Hope when he says,
because there's only
the last
three
time I saw
episodes
you,
left?
I was but a learner. Now I am the master.
Yeah,
It would've
it's
been
gonna take
they would've been like, well,
take
that didn't-
Obi-Wan doing something major that's going to make Vader feel like the learner at this
Well,
point.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
what I'm
episode
saying.
6. I agree. I don't know if there's going to do something in 4 and 5. That's I think like I was making fun the other night, but I mean, I think there's going to be some sort of like training.
I think he's going to train
montage.
with. I think he's going to train
Yeah.
with Qui-Gon. He's going to eventually train with Qui-Gon, and that's how he's going to get his Force sensibilities back. Because at this point, I think in some ways, Vader almost pitied Obi-Wan at that point, which is why Vader didn't walk through the fire and just grab Obi-Wan.
He was like, bye.
Like,
I'll
you're
see you
not
next
even-
time.
Vader's not even Obi-Wan's not a Jedi anymore at this point. Essentially, Obi-Wan is just a civilian. He's just a man. He's just a nobody.
Yeah.
Vader,
He's a
if he
nobody.
really wanted to kill Obi-Wan, he could have snapped his neck as easily as he was doing those villagers earlier, because Obi-Wan is a big nothing right now.
Yeah,
So,
But I thought it was so cool that he was like, now, I forgot the exact line he said, but he basically told him, he was like,
you will suffer, Obi-Wan.
yeah, now you're going to go through the same shit I did, but he said it in a much better
Right,
way. And then he pulled him
It
in the
was awesome.
fire. I was like, dude, this is badass. This is Darth
Right.
Vader. And then he didn't catch on fire there, which I was like, okay, so I guess the garb and the hair don't
Does
light
not
up.
matter.
He's
He's like,
his
why
hair should
isn't
got
this
singed.
working?
Yeah.
Burn.
And then the fire went out, though, didn't it?
Yeah,
the
after
fire
he
went
force
out
pushed.
twice.
Yes.
The fire went out twice. Like, first when Vader did it, he dropped that, the canister or whatever it was, and he lit the fire, and then and then did that, and then the fire got squelched, and then the second time the girl was on the balcony or
And then
wherever,
she started back up again.
and then she started back up again.
I was like, well, what the hell?
And then that's how the slow ass droid was like, I will come and get you and take you away when Vader will not mess with either one of us.
I almost felt like he should have killed the girl. Like, he should have force choked her. Like, you know what I mean? Because she shoots
Yeah.
at them. They were just like, oh, shit. I don't even think they shot back at her. They're just like, oh shit, there's somebody up there. Lord Vader, what do we do?
Did you catch the direction that came from?
I know. Is
I
that a
can't see
woman
in
or
this
is that a Jawa? You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, dude, they should have been like, just light her up, And I didn't sense that, but I mean, overall though, the episode itself, I liked it a lot. I thought it was really cool, except for that last bit. I was like, dude, come on, man.
He's like, I'm not coming out. I remember exactly what I did with Uncle Owen. I ain't doing that shit.
I saw what Uncle Owen went through. I don't
Yeah,
want to do that.
But like the fear in his face, like, you can totally tell Obi-Wan is just so broken at this point.
Yeah.
It's so brilliant. Like,
He's so overmatched. He's like, holy
It
shit.
is. It's psychological. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't wake up thinking I was
I've
going to
seen
find him today.
I've seen YouTubers comparing this episode to The Last Jedi. And I would say to this, I say you're completely missing the point.
Yeah,
you're
no,
not
that's
understanding that
That's stupid.
in this instance, Obi-Wan is completely justified in being the way that he is right now.
But see,
Whereas Luke Skywalker, there was no justification for him being the way he was, because when we last saw Luke Skywalker, he was the most idealistic character in the galaxy.
Exactly.
So what the hell?
Well, I think it's funny that again, it almost feels like they should have taken a few seconds for him to say, I'm not in tune with the Force anymore. I've cut myself off. I'm not the man. It's almost like people need it spelled out. The fact that they had to put that together in their head made them be like, oh, something's wrong. It's like, no.
Like The Last Jedi.
Like The Last Jedi, well, and that's the problem too, is that when you have to make fans think, they get mad because they're like, oh no, I have to put this together in my head. That's dumb. but no,
That's dumb.
But it
Thinking
makes
is
sense that he's cut himself off from the Force.
Yeah.
I mean, he was even hesitant to fucking save Leia with the Force. He was just like, "Oh shit, now I have to use it because otherwise she's gonna she's gonna fall off a building and die." He saved her life.
Right. I mean, and the stark difference between the two is I mean, yes, okay, you can take in the head canon of Luke Skywalker losing his pupils and shit like that, but his students, but his the biggest thing was Ben, and that's a different not Obi-Wan, but Ben, Solo,
Ben
in
Solo.
that. You're not going to cut yourself off from the Force if your nephew's out there causing havoc and all that, and you're responsible. You're directly responsible. You're not going to cut yourself off.
Right.
Like
You make
Obi-Wan.
as a Jedi, you make a mistake and you figure out a way to correct it.
Yeah, in the Last Jedi, he's just like, I've given up. I'm in my armor. I'm gonna die here. It was kind of like, what the fuck?
Can I have some more?
And that was another thing.
Blue milk.
That was
can I have
another
some more
thing
blue
was-
titty milk?
Yeah,
He's like, is it taking it from it?
Actually, on that
It was
planet,
like-
it was green titty milk on Tatooine.
And it's like
Blue
running down his
titty
chin. I'm like, why do we have to see
Yeah, I know
this?
why. That was so. That was unnecessary.
Come on.
It was played for a joke, but the joke wasn't funny.
No,
but
none
the
of it was
problem-
funny.
The other difference is you
I
have
hated-
Obi-Wan. Hold on, you have Obi-Wan that is on Tatooine for a reason. He's overseeing. He's watching. The boy has to be trained, right? Luke didn't have that. Luke didn't have that commission. Luke didn't have that. Like, oh hey, again, I'm sorry, but at the end of Return of the Jedi, Luke had Obi-Wan, Yoda, and his dad that he could commune with, whereas Obi-Wan tried to communicate with Qui-Gon and couldn't. So there's stark differences with their with their experiences.
Well, it's kind of weird though, because remember he was like, "Teach you, I will."
I know, right?
It's like if he could talk to him, he'd be like, "Yoda, it's been 10 fucking years, man. Like,
Yeah.
you haven't reached out to me. Like, well, what's up?
This training's too hard.
I know, like, fucking send me a messenger pigeon, something."
Yeah, I
you know
mean,
what I mean?
I think
Obi-Wan totally is too old for this at this point.
I think
Yes!
somehow he's gonna end up on Dagobah somehow because he doesn't know that Yoda is on Dagobah. No
He
one
doesn't.
knows.
I don't think he's gonna go to Dagobah. Well, but then again, I mean, he
You've
was
only
there.
got 3 episodes left.
No. Oh yeah, there was 3.
No,
I seriously, guys, I seriously wish this series was 25 episodes long because it's really cool.
Oh my
and it would
God.
love to see the development.
There it is.
I'm
Wow,
not backing
there he
down,
is.
baby. I'm not backing down. Let's put that back up.
He's like, hey, whoa, you're so
Look,
bright too.
I'm sorry, but look at that
I'm
face.
so happy to be
And
here.
then look at this face. Completely different. Completely
He's terrified. Ryan
Oh
is
my
like, bring
God.
it on.
Different. Yeah. I'm like, the Force, you say?
Did you guys talk about the when they're in the back of the truck or the speeder?
Yes. When
Yeah.
he's like,
So-
so Leia, do you want to? Hey, wait a minute! You said her name was Lana or whatever it was. He's
Lana
like,
Lang?
that was her mother's name. I do that a lot. Oh, okay. I mean,
Well, he was having a senior moment.
a
That's
senior
all.
moment.
And that was it was fine. It was fine. But
Yes.
the tension I think that they wanted to build was not successful for that shot. for
No,
that scene.
it just kind of felt like the Stormtroopers were hella dumb. I was like, oh, you guys
Yeah.
are morons. Yeah, come on, man.
Even the way the stormtroopers talk is dumb, though. That none of them sound very intelligent. They all just sound like complete grunts. Like just.
And this is what a point that I was making earlier with Matt was. I was like, I'm sorry, but I thought the clone troopers were supposed to be inferior to the stormtroopers.
No, cheaper.
Because they're recruits.
cheaper.
They're just
Cheaper, but then also,
hey, but
they don't have an
I thought it was
inhibitor chip.
badass. It was fucking badass that Tamara Morrison made a cameo in the previous
yeah.
episode.
Yeah, that was
as
amazing.
as it's a rundown. What do you call it?
Clone trooper.
501st clone.
Yeah, he had a beard. Like, I was just
That's
like, dude,
actually
that's-
he actually played a specific one, and I can't remember his name at this
But it was
point.
just cool to see that. It was just like, yeah,
I want to see him.
badass.
I want to see him in a different clone in either episode 4, 5, or 6. I want to see him as a different clone in a different situation, whatever. I think that would be cool.
I thought it would have been cooler if, like, after, like, you know, Reva threw up his face everywhere to be wanted. I thought it'd be cool if he, like, his inhibitor chip, like, triggered him and, like, oh, I have to get this guy. I have to kill this guy. I think it would have been cooler.
I like that it was just a cameo and just to kind of put that out there that, yeah, there's still clones out there in the universe and they're pretty much down their luck, been, you know, kicked to the side. I just thought that was really cool just to have that aspect. I was like, dude, that was badass.
Yeah.
And
that's cold.
but then they moved on. They were like, all right, anyway, you know, they left on the curve. Like,
I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool.
With respect.
I'm gonna panhandle with respect.
I'm gonna panhandle with respect. I won't steal the money.
There's a Republic critics. They're no good out here. I get something more real. I happen to have a chance cube here.
mind the tricks. Don't work on me.
Yeah. So I mean, it was cool to see him. I do hope that we get to see him again as a different clone later on. That'd be dope.
You do hope a new hope.
Absolutely. I do hope a new hope.
But like that scene was good. But then that tweet earlier that went out about the about the barricade.
Oh yeah,
guy, like,
just go around.
There's a huge gap on either side. They're trying to like turn it off. I'm like, dude, just walk around it.
It's just
exactly.
There's a carved out pathway for you.
They stole that from Mel Brooks, you know, from Men in Tights.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm on the east side. I'm on the west side. He's like, it's the principal thing.
I can't swim.
And the funnier thing was that Obi-Wan like took a minute to like destroy the actual barricade, and then when they got through, they're met with the other troopers that come up. They're like, all right, had it not been a second or two sooner, we would have missed you guys. But because you wasted your time with the gate.
At the same time, if he hadn't destroyed the gate and saw that truck, he just could have hid, and they would have been like, you know, oh, what's going on? I don't know. It was just kind of like, what the fuck?
I don't know. Talk to the mole guy.
Well, did you guys? Yeah. Speaking of which, did you guys like Seth Rogen's performance? I thought he did a pretty good job.
That was actually nuts. That was
I heard it was Zach Braff.
Yeah.
Really? It sounded like Seth Rogen to me.
Seth did Rescue Rangers. He just that was his latest.
That's a funny movie though. Rescue Rangers.
It was interesting. I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit is better.
But obviously,
I definitely enjoyed Rescue Rangers, but I agree with you that Roger Rabbit is better. But
but he played.
No way is it better than Roger Rabbit. Come on. That was like revolutionary. You know what I mean? When that shit happened, we were like, as kids, they blew our minds. I was like, how did they do that? You know
yeah,
like,
exactly.
How was there cartoons of real people?
The biggest thing wasn't that for me. The biggest thing was seeing Warner Brothers and Disney characters on the screen at the same time. I was like, how do you get Daffy Duck and Donald Duck on the same phone?
It's almost like they both realized, like, hey, this is a really cool idea. Like, we should. They were just like, we want to be a part of that because it's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
And then when he's trying to cut the cuffs, and then he takes his hand out. He's like, wait a minute. You're going to take your hand out the entire time? No! Only when it was funny. Like, he's bound by this
he's
mantra, by this, unspoken rules. You know what I mean? He's like, only when it was funny. You know, like he can't do it otherwise. It's hilarious.
That was a fantastic movie. But yeah, I mean, getting back to Obi-Wan, so far for me, this has been the best Disney Plus show. I like The Mandalorian, but I think that this one is more quality.
Well, no, I definitely think so. It's got a better score as well. I just thought that this was not good. And
give me 5.
Like the gravel yard.
You're not Nicotina. You're not a fan of the hey.
Oh yeah,
Boba Fett. Hey,
Boba Fett. You know what I mean? When Dawson brought that up, he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, they went there, huh?" but what I'm saying as well, it's like when you look at the bridge, right, or what the fuck, the barricade. Where's that picture at? Is that it? Oh, well, I guess that is it.
That is the bridge. That is the bridge. And that was a cool scene. That was funny.
That was a cool scene.
I can't believe they didn't use the Wilhelm on that.
Yeah,
where is Anakin?
Hold on, I have to delete some.
Wait,
you deleted it?
There's no room here. There's no room here. Yeah, I got too many images. Hold on.
It's hard.
Let's see. Oh.
What the hell?
Oh snap!
Oh, shit.
Let
Fucking
me
Anthony.
see. Let me delete that one. And
Okay, but I mean,
delete
again,
that one.
so when we come back to this whole, Lucasfilm and what they've been doing, yeah, I thought that this was this is a much better show than than a lot of them. I mean, watch it say, I think this is a really good show, but
Yeah.
still, when you look at that barricade, you start to ask yourself, well, if I can
Or
see
that barricade.
if I can see a way just to walk around that little hill and get over that, like, why can't they see that?
Yeah, that
And
happened
why
twice.
can't they say, hey, wait a minute?
Right. When they're in development, when they're either on set or even conceptual design. I mean, because somebody had to build this thing it's either a practical prop or it's a CG prop. Either way, you've got to see it, and you got to have those thoughts of like logic.
Yeah, like I would have made. You know what? Like there needed to be like walls.
Yeah, wait, no.
next to
They
it,
would be like,
or
oh no, it needs to be taller. All they do is build
something.
it up.
Something. It's like, but it's like you can just go around the hill.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, hey, watch
Yeah.
out, watch out, watch out.
It,
All right,
it
we're good.
needed to be like a wall, and then that's the only way through the opening. To where you can't really
like,
scale the wall.
If he's
you can't go around it.
If he's gonna disable it, it had to have been real easy. Like, you know what I mean? Like one fail swoop. Like, oh, got it. That was really easy. That was a way of showing off his lightsaber skill. But instead, he like had to fuck with it. Like, oh god, I'm just like, why are you wasting your time? I would have been like, hey, let's just go around, man. I'm already. On the
He's
other
like,
side.
no, I've committed. Let's do this. I'm gonna use the Force.
When I thought something, I see it through.
Yeah. Master Yoda told me not to give up.
And then,
He's at it again!
and then when the girl from Game of Thrones showed up on the other side of this,
Yeah.
it looks like we lost that picture too.
This is a $high show right here. There she is.
Yeah, when she shows up with the stormtroopers, and then she subsequently shoots them.
Yeah,
I thought to myself, I was like, well, wait a minute, like, I mean, so did you just throw on the suit and you were like, let's go, and they were like, yes, ma'am.
He's like, why am I listening to you? The suit.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. You know what I mean? I was like, how did she get in there with those guys? And they believed her because she's wearing a suit.
Well,
I know
one
she
of the
was
stormtroopers that was with her was a lady, so maybe she was like, I'm following her.
Yeah, and that was
I
the
follow her
first
command.
I think that was the first female stormtrooper that we've seen so far.
Chronologically, it would be her, but Phasma. I think that's Phasma's grandmother.
Maybe she got murked in the bathtub. Yeah, they had a female stormtrooper, and they had an African American one as well. I was like, wow, they're really they're really going for the whole diversity thing, which is fine. But when she was like freeze, I was like, well, that's a girl.
I was like, no, I'm sorry, this stormtrooper hasn't gone through puberty.
I know this is gonna sound funny, but did anybody else expect the female stormtrooper? When she opened her mouth and she came walking by, I expected to see like boobs.
Okay, so
like
no,
that's
it's a valid point.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so you wouldn't see that because we've already seen Phasma, but they have these things. They have these ladies that were.
They have these things called boobs.
All right, so let me get into this.
Can you tell me more?
Yeah, tell me more. So no, there's such a thing, and you can look it up. But they're called Femme Troopers, and this predates the sequel. Was that for you?
What's a Femme Trooper? Come on,
a Femme Trooper. No, look them up. It's ladies that they had their own costumes, but on their costumes it actually had boobs.
Right, and that's what I was saying. I was
look it up, dude. I mean, those were before. There was a lot of ladies that had gotten those costumes, and they went to like Comic-Cons and things like that, celebration stuff like that. And you know how like the Mandalorian, the female Mandalorians have it's formed around their chest.
It's a real
thing. They
have
the same thing for the stormtroopers, but when you saw Captain Phasma, it was like, nah, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
Flat chest.
Well, was it because Captain Plasma was
Plasma?
or Phasma? It wasn't because she was flat chested. Just they just was like, okay, you're flat.
I have no idea.
So you're perfect.
So
you're perfect for this role because we need to just put a.
What we want. She has to meet all the requirements. Do you have any boobs? No boobs. She's in.
You're in.
You're in.
Boobs don't work for this.
Boobs
role.
only slow you down. Trust me.
That's like a Naked Gun. Remember, she's like, "What is this? Some kind of a bust?"
That's very impressive. Yes,
that's very impressive. She got her cleavage. She's like, "Huh?"
African American? No, Dutch Irish. So.
He goes Cuban.
Dutch Irish. Okay, that's another good. We need to do a review on the Naked Gun series. That's just
so
fun,
good.
So.
It's so good.
Hey, what's up, Droga? How's it going, man? Tomorrow
you
morning.
got here like an hour ago.
I know. Has billions of roles. Yeah, I mean, he's got a plethora of roles. He can be any trooper that he ever wants to be.
I like that.
Awesome.
Like, even though he made a little cameo, it wasn't like, oh, now I want to be a part of the show. You know what I mean? It was just like, no, I'm just a loser at this point.
It's cool, and I'd love to see more. I'd love to see Tamar Morrison show up in the Ahsoka episode as a different.
I can't wait to see the Ahsoka show. I think it's gonna be really badass. But this one, I really thought he was gonna get captured at the end of this episode, and somehow he got away. And not only did he get away, but he had a robot, the loader droid, carry him, and that guy was walking hella slow. He was just like he was walking like
exactly. I still say the loader droid is an old clone trooper, and the reason I feel that way too is the way he had the wrench behind his back. You guys remember?
Yeah.
Like a loader trooper isn't gonna have a wrench and get ready to fight.
He was self-aware. He was definitely self-aware.
Yeah.
He looked like Master Chief.
God damn it!
Look at
there he is. Yeah,
he looks like Master Chief. That's what Drogo was saying on the watch party. He's like, "Is that Master Chief?" I was like, "Oh shit, it really is." Like, somebody give him a gun.
He looks like he could do some damage.
And then he can't understand you. He's just a loader droid.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, that was mean." Reminds me of Big Hero 6.
He was ready. He was ready to fight. If he was ready to, he was ready to fight if he had to.
Yeah,
it kind of seemed like.
Well, and then at the end, when he shows up out of the and again, he pulled the same move that Reva pulled and Darth Vader pulled, where all of a sudden he was on the other side already. I was like, well, how do you get over there? Okay, whatever. Yeah. He's a robot. He picks him up and he's like, do. I'm like, dude, is anyone gonna go after this guy?
What would have been funny is if, like, you saw him walking away and Vader with his mechanical legs walking after him.
But, it's like, as he's walking away, you don't think Vader would have been like, "Hey, shoot the droid, you guys," or like, "Hey," or they could have been like, "Hey, can you throw your lightsaber and cut his legs off or something?" You know what I mean? They just stood there and watched.
He's like, "That's not how the Force works."
There should have been something more than just some fire. That was such an easy thing to do. Like, well, what could stop them? Well, how about she shows up and then you turn the pyrotechnics back on again, and it creates a wall of fire that somehow we can't put out this time, and then that's how they get away. It should have been more sacrifice. Like, either the girl should have died, or the loader droid should have got fucked up and got destroyed trying to save him. You know what I mean? So that like Vader was right there trying to kill them. I just felt that like Vader was so menacing until the very end, where he just let them walk away. I was like,
he wasn't relentless. He wasn't like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to torture you on my ship. Any of that. It's just like, no, hide again. This is a good game.
Yeah, it's like,
bye.
As soon as the fire came up, he's like, whew, well, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm just so winded. I can't wait to go lay down.
He's like, that was a was game.
He felt sorry for Obi-Wan.
I think he did.
Obi-Wan's just a nobody.
Because
he doesn't have feelings.
No, but hold on. So we know that
possibly.
Well, we know that come Empire Strikes Back, we know that there were he did have feelings there. Like, he felt something for his son.
Episode 5. In episode 4, and Rogue One, he looked like he didn't give a shit
but what I'm
about
saying is that this is the only.
The stream has already begun.
This is the only character in the Star Wars universe that he knows of that can evoke this type of emotion from him. that can make him feel a bit of sorrow or a bit of sympathy,
other feelings. Yeah, it could have done that.
And so it'd be interesting to see if in the next episode, if Palpatine does make an appearance via the what do you call
Skype
via the Star Wars Skype, and asking him like, why didn't you strike him down? You know what I mean? Like, or asking him like, why didn't he finish the job, or what stopped him? You know what I mean? And maybe he'll say like, yeah, we will. And he'll say something, and then it'll kind of allude to the fact that like maybe he actually kind of felt some kind of feeling or emotion towards him, which clouded his judgment.
I think Ian McDiarmid could be like, you have to prove yourself to me. Kill this dude.
Yeah, and then next time they meet,
and then he fails, and then the Emperor's like, well, fuck you then.
Yeah, he's like, well, all right, whatever. I don't have anybody else around here, so
I'm going to have sex with one of my handmaidens.
Well, if the rumors are true, Reva is extended to the second season of Obi-Wan, so maybe there'll be some kind of rivalry. There'll be some kind of rivalry between Reva and Vader, and the Emperor will take Reva as a.
Are they really going to make a season 2 of Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Really? Because I thought this was.
When did they announce that?
Well, it says limited series. That's why I wasn't sure if they're actually going to make a part 2.
There's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of links where they're talking.
Well, I hope they do, because that'd be cool to see a second season of Obi-Wan. I mean, already it's 6 episodes and we're halfway through it. I'm like, damn, I feel like this is kind of like going by really fast.
I say I want 25 episodes because I think this is amazing. But yeah,
Kenobi, here we go. I'm gonna look,
or at least like 8 to 10 episodes would have been awesome. But then again, if you're gonna do a season 2, then you can probably do 6 and get away with it, because I mean, you're asking it. I'm sure Ewan McGregor costs a lot of money. Not to mention, I mean, you're telling.
So
they
don't have anything on their Twitter page about it. I would think that it would be there.
But what I'm saying is that I'm sure it's I mean, this is a story that relates to like the main canon. So it's like, you have to get this right. If you fuck this up somehow, then you're going to have everyone coming after you. Like, I mean, they already are coming after them. So I guess at this point, it doesn't really matter. But, to go back to what Zod was saying, the fact that people were saying that this is the equivalent to the Rise of Skywalker, I think that's way off.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they're doing that. They're just trying to create any kind of narrative because they hate Disney Star Wars. And to me, this is much more impactful and feels a lot better and feels a lot more justified than the stuff in The Last Jedi. So I don't know how you can even really make those comparisons. It's a very thin comparison, if you ask me.
Yeah, and that's a movie. This is not this is a TV show. That was a movie. This is totally different. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't agree with that you can make that kind of fair comparison. But that was the only thing wrong that I felt with the episode. Everything else I thought was good. I so far I
here,
really
I'm gonna send you one of the links I got on season 2.
Because all I see is the direct CBR, giant freaking robot.
There's a ton of these. Here we go.
I don't see anything that's like
from
official.
This is from Making Star Wars. I don't think they have officially announced it yet, but this is what all the
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, if they do it, great. But I'm not gonna get excited until I hear Star Wars or Disney rather say, Disney. Oh, here it is, Disney. Say that they're gonna do it. I have to see how this ends, because I was hoping that Reva was gonna meet her end.
Oh, absolutely.
There she is. I can fly. I can fly. I can fly.
I mean, look, like, to me, appearance wise, I mean, I think she does a great job, but acting wise, I feel like
it's a great costume. Yeah.
But I mean, acting wise, I don't think she has the acting chops to.
I just don't think the writers have given her. I don't think the writers have given her enough, because she's been in other stuff where she's a really good actress. So it's kind of if they don't give you anything to do, you're kind of.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. I think, with in comparison to to Black Manta, it could be that the character of Reva was a last minute character that was added to the story.
I mean, in a sense, she's kind of playing the same role as she did whenever she played Captain Marvel in Multiverse of Madness. It's kind of the same character. Like it's just the same. Like oh, we'll deal with this. Don't worry about it. We got this.
For her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just the same tone, same everything.
Well, if she's sort of, then that just means that she doesn't really have great range.
Because I feel like this is just her, but she's just like it's not her channeling something. It's just her.
Yeah, she's just like, what's the line?
She's just so she was so mad she was just miscast. Maybe
could be.
I don't know. I just think the writing for her character is off.
Again, like you said, the guy that plays Raiden, amazing. Like I love the voice that he gives the character. It's just it fits.
He's like, you go too far.
Maybe you don't go far enough, bitch.
Bitch. And then she's just like, fuck you. Yeah, but so overall, I like the show. I think it's a really good show. I think that episode 3 that's me liking the show. Hey! Yeah, I mean, that's how it'd be if Darth Vader came to me. I'd be like, yo,
yeah,
look at the other guy running.
Right. Yeah,
he's running away. I was like, not. I said, not today, Vader.
I'll take it from here.
I'll take it from here.
That silhouette kind of looks a little like Reva, a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that's
running
how
away.
She got her head starts. I gotta beat Leia. She's a fast kid. Kid. I'll do parkour and I'll still be behind though. But in this one,
parkour.
I think the young actress that they got to play baby Leia is amazing. I think she's doing a wonderful job.
Great job.
If you were asking me who's doing a better job, I would have to say her than Riva.
Yes.
Moses Ingram is no comparison to that little girl right now.
This little
maybe
girl
at the end of the series. She's doing great. She's doing great. I really like.
And she does. It's believable that she eventually becomes the Carrie Fisher version of Leia.
Yeah.
Like you could see her growing up to be that. It's amazing casting.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job. Usually, I mean, not usually, but it can be challenging when you're casting children, like Daniel Logan. I didn't think he was a good Boba Fett in episode 2. He was just like.
He had
that face.
He had a perpetual scowl.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta dip out because I gotta go take care of some stuff. I wanted to say one more thing. Happy birthday to our good friend ACS.
Yes.
And this was put together by Fear Jason. And
oh my god, these
are the 3 cornerstones of the Dick Tina show.
Y'all been working out.
Well, yeah, I'd say he's a little bit more buffed than usual.
Wow. I'm sorry, but Buffatina back there.
Look at me. I'm ready to rock. And this is by Fear Jason. So Jason, thank you for doing this amazing artwork.
Awesome. That is dope. That is dope.
I asked him to hook me up with this. And he was like, "Yeah, I can do it."
Nicotino's the youngest out of both.
I know.
I'm the youngest.
That's a problem.
Actually, in reality, I'm the youngest one of the 3, so it makes sense.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but life has not treated you well. So
okay. Enough of that. All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right, thanks for coming later. Oh, he's still here. Awkward. But okay, so Zod, out of the 3 episodes so far,
we're just
rank them in as far as like which one you like the best to the least. They're all great, but which one do you like the best to the least?
So far I like the 3rd episode the most, and then the 1st episode, and then the 2nd episode.
Yes, same boat.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm 1, 2, 3. So I do like the 3rd one. I think the 3rd one has the most narrative issues. So that's basically with.
Is it just me, or is the music lacking in these?
I agree completely. I don't know.
They've got a good score, but it's just not.
Where's the Star Wars music? Basically, yeah, that's kind of my feeling. Like,
yeah. You know what? And with Vader, did they play the Imperial March?
No, they didn't play it at all.
I
thought we would have saw it whenever, like like he was suiting up or
Yeah,
something. I don't know.
yeah.
Or whenever he's like
that's
walking, I don't know. I was
that's
expecting-
missed opportunities.
That's a missed cue, and maybe they're
Yeah.
doing that on purpose because they want to.
I mean,
because,
like,
because maybe they feel like he hasn't earned that yet because it's still.
Yeah.
But they
I
did.
mean, like-
but wait a minute, they did play it
they
in
did
Rogue
it in
One,
episode-
didn't they?
No,
Didn't they
Rogue
play
One
it in
takes
Rogue
place after, but they did give you this the cue in episode 3. It was like dun, dun,
yeah, it was very
dun,
slow,
yeah.
super slow.
But it was still there when he found out about Padme, and then when he was on the Death Star standing next to Sidious. There was that they had the cue.
so they justifiably could use it in Obi-Wan
Yes.
if they want to.
I mean,
Maybe they're saving it all for the rumored Vader series that they're allegedly going to do.
If there's a Vader series with Hayden Christensen, sign me up.
I'm down.
Yeah, I think I really do like him. I think that his episode 2, he was much like Reva.
And we know that's Hayden in the suit. Hayden
We
is
know.
definitely, yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So I mean, I'm digging it. I'm liking it. And yeah, I would love to see Vader explored more. That would be very interesting. Maybe.
I could kind of see what he's going through after episode 3. Like Ewan's going through this. What is Vader going through? Like, how does
right? We get to see the duality. Seeing it from both sides would be a brilliant way to play it. And like I say, I think people are looking at that are being critical, being really, really critical of Obi-Wan, comparing it to The Last Jedi, are just completely missing the point. I think it's because to me these TV shows have been night and day in terms of better content than the sequel.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry, but The Last Jedi was a first draft, and also like I mentioned earlier, Obi-Wan's experience versus Luke's experience is vastly different. So I hear the prices.
I don't even know. I thought that was on me.
I did not say that. I will not pull up that comment.
I was responding to this call. Shopping mall, half off.
There you go.
Yes.
I get you.
It sounds like it'd come from you.
But yeah. So I can agree with that. That'd be, God, I'd love to see it from his perspective. But you could explore a lot of other things with Vader, that have nothing to do with Obi-Wan.
Like especially with hunting the Jedi.
Hunting the Jedi, let's go. Order 66 didn't kill all the Jedi. I want to see. I mean, you have Obi-Wan that reference. He helped the Empire hunt down the Jedi.
They could make Vader essentially a straight up horror series with Vader just going after people, Mike Myers style, and just killing people just with the Force and doing all kinds of gruesome deaths. It could be the most brutal Disney Plus series ever. Like they could just.
I'm all for it because if they're down to snap a child's neck, then I'm curious to see where.
I'd love to see more.
It's like,
I'd love to see where else.
Disney is not above snapping necks, children's necks. Oh, that's terrible, but it's true. Vader. It was just nice to see Vader ruthless, and they probably know that in order for it to be Vader, it's got to be convincing. This is Space Hitler we're talking about here.
Yeah,
you can't have Space Hitler and have him holding back all the time. You've got to be able to show that he's going to go all the way if he has to. And that's why the emotional resonance between him and Obi-Wan is so important in this show.
I agree. Let's see. All right. And so other than the fight, the fight at the end of episode 6, it's got to be at the end. Or maybe in the middle. I would have to be in the middle because they have to sort of wrap things up. Is there anything else that you guys are looking forward to, or have an idea of
the fate of Reva? I mean, I'm waiting with bated breath to see what's going to happen with Reva. I mean, she's definitely, because we know she has to be killed off at some point, whether it is at the end of this or if they do a season 2. She's not gonna survive because she's nowhere in the future of Star Wars. expendable in a way. So it's going to be interesting to see what her fate is. And I want to see the Leia mind wipe. I'm looking forward to that too, because she's going to have a mind wipe so that she doesn't, remember this traumatic stuff that happened with Ben.
There's got to be something like that for it to make a little bit more sense for the original trilogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt, what do you think? What are you looking forward to?
I mean, I'm looking forward to, because I really think he's going to somehow stumble upon Yoda on Dagobah, and then through him he'll learn how to communicate with Qui-Gon, and then
You think we'll see Qui-Gon, Matt?
I really do think so. I think Liam Neeson's full of shit when he says he's only gonna
because Liam Neeson has been doing a lot of crappy like direct-to-video movies lately.
Yeah.
So if you really think that Liam Neeson isn't going to come back to,
he's going to pass a paycheck from Disney, like Harrison Ford
for this, yeah.
And I mean, there's no. I'd be so upset if we because he mentioned his name twice in 2 episodes already. I'd be so disappointed if we never see him. I'd be like, what the hell?
Now, guys, here's the real question: are we gonna get Darth Jar Jar at some point? Because I really have this feeling that Lord of the Sith Jar Jar is gonna be manifested in reality in some way, because they did show Jar Jar during the recap of the prequels when they
did show him
at the beginning of Obi-Wan episode 1. So
I think honestly, if we see Jar Jar again,
it'll be his corpse.
No. I think we'll see him in Andor, because there's that shot where they're in the Senate. And there's, it's in, So I would
they're going to bring Ahmed Best back and give him a chance to.
I mean, this is all. The only person they're not bringing back to sort of, give them a second chance is going to be Jake Lloyd. But other than that,
which I think they should.
They should do something.
Jake Lloyd should play somebody.
Poor guy.
Should play somebody.
He looks like a bounty hunter. Right now.
Maybe get him to play. Him to play some sort of kin to Riva.
I mean, anybody who has had, who was on the cast or whatever that had a, just a bad experience, I think that they should at least reach out to him, say, hey, you know what, let's do something else with you, and I mean, they're all actors, whatever.
He could be a Han Solo type character.
These hands are rated E for everyone. What's up, Katsuka? I would like to see Jar Jar. I'd love to see Gungans again, in general. But yeah, I mean, and I do like that because of this series here, and they've done it, in the other ones. And there was one episode where like Bill Burr was sort of making fun of Gungans or something like that. I like how they're starting to sort of bring around or come around to a little bit of reverence to the prequels. There are stark issues with the prequels, and I can, I see that and I can admit it. But I don't think that the sequels are going to have the same sort of after X amount of years, they're going to be beloved, like a lot of people have said. No. And I think that a lot of people who sort of, kind of say that about the prequels or the sequels are just, they're coming from a bias that's not warranted.
They're comparing apples to oranges with the prequels. Like it's not the same.
Yeah. And they can't admit that there are definite flaws in the sequels.
Oh my God. Yes.
And yeah. So, I mean, I spoke with somebody today that, again, they love the sequels, and good on them. You like the sequels. That's great. Good for you. But
good for you, big guy.
but even with like Anthony, or even Dawson, I've gotten them to sort of understand that there are flaws in the sequels. They can still like the sequels because they still do, but flaws. They are aware.
Massive crater flaws. But let's think about it this way. I gotta ask you guys, and this was something that's been on my mind about this for a while. Do you think that we are headed to a point where Disney is going to eventually not necessarily remake 4, 5, and 6, but reimagine them and essentially redo them in a way that's going to make them line up more with what Disney is currently doing now.
Okay.
Because I have this, because there's so much stuff, like continuity wise, you could take the original trilogy out of it and look at the original trilogy as its own standalone kind of like archive, vintage, whatever, and leave it, keep it separate as like the original Star Wars trilogy, and consider everything that Disney is doing now as kind of its own universe, its own continuity. So if they decide to say, well, we're going to reimagine 4, 5, and 6 to line it up, I just have this feeling, and it won't happen until like George Lucas dies or something. But eventually, it'll be something that
I think eventually, I think if we're still around, like Matthew's grandchildren,
I think once your generation is gone, then it'll be like
what Disney is doing and what they're going to continue to do is they're continuing to use the original trilogy as a base, and so what they're going to do is they're going to continue to make these ancillary side projects, Disney Plus things or whatever that loosely connect to or connect directly to the original trilogy. And they're going to sort of try to make them make sense or make the sequels look better by changing some of the things, So I think that eventually they could go back and say, you know what, we're going to start with episode 1. We're not going to start with episode 4. We're going to start with episode 1 again. And we're going to retell Star Wars. Much like, I'm sure that they will do the exact same thing with the Lord of the Rings later on. I'm sure they'll go back
and instead of doing that, why not just because it's Star Wars, it's a huge universe, just do a different.
But the thing is that it is these films are going to be dated as far as watching them and how generations beyond us watch films. They might watch things differently. It might be
much differently, holographic, virtual.
And so what they're going to do is you have to see that these things, just like Back to the Future, eventually they're going to remake Back to the Future, but it's going to be starkly different as far as the interactions, the different things you get, or maybe they make it a period piece, and they could definitely do that, and that would still be fun and entertaining. But yeah, with Star Wars, eventually they're going to say, okay, you know what? This was great, but what we can do now is we can just build it from the ground up, and we can start from episode 1 and move forward. And we can make whatever changes we want because we own the properties, and these films, even though they've been beloved for years, and we've made a whole crap ton of money from them. They're no longer relevant, and they're no longer in the media or the medium that we use currently. So they're going to redo that. So Mark Hamill will not be the last Luke Skywalker ever to be cast.
Oh, I agree. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, plus with this AI technology, all you need is just
right. You don't even need to.
You don't need Mark anymore.
You don't need Mark. You don't need anybody. All you have to do is have them sign off on their voices, sign off on their likeness, and then make digital copies of them.
You never have to replace the actor again.
You never have to replace the actor. The only thing you have to do is replace the double or whoever's standing in for that person. That's all you have to do. And it will get to that point, I think. There's got to be a movie that kind of comes out that sort of breaks that barrier, breaks ground for that. They've been doing it very subtly for a while. And like Disney created you can find it online. They created like a stunt robot that does poses like superheroes in the air, and they do somersaults and all kinds of crap. And they do that so that you don't have to worry about stunt people anymore, and you don't have to worry about their safety. So it is getting to that. Yeah, I would watch it too. I would have no problems if they brought back either Chris Reeve or brought back Henry Cavill, or made a Henry Cavill Chris Reeve mesh, to where they kind of they're neither one of them, but they take the best physical features of both, and they create a really high quality
like another comic book interpretation of the character.
And so therefore you never right. And then so basically at that point in time it would be an animation, but it would be a 3D world animation that tries to mimic, kind of like that one movie Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Turn that down, please. Turn that down. You're killing me.
The spirit's within.
Yeah. So it would be like they tried to break ground then, and it didn't quite work out. But it was just like the Matrix sequels. They tried to push that envelope, just like the prequels of Star Wars prequels. They tried to push that envelope, and so I think they're going to continue to do that. But yeah, so that's where I take that. But just to wrap up, I'd like to thank Andre Fernandez from Nicotina Show, Zod from Zod Rider Show. God, what is Zod from Zod Rider? Anyway, sorry about that. Doesn't make any sense. Mad Matt Vids, is it?
Where you can Vids.
You can find him on Twitch. And check out Zod Rider on his respective YouTube channel, and come back. We're going to talk episode 4, not next week because we won't be here, but we'll probably be back.
Where will you be?
We're on vacation, so we'll be doing our own thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Wookie Tina. There you go. So we're doing that. So we'll probably do like a episode 4 and 5 video, and then we'll do a finale. Yeah. So I mean, so far Obi-Wan's pretty dope. If you haven't watched it and you are a Star Wars fan, I recommend it. It's pretty fun, pretty dope. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of our assessment of episode 3 in the comments below. And you guys have a great night, and woohoo! We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you saw, check out our other videos and subscribe for more. Be sure to leave your comments and suggestions down below. Don't forget to check out our TeePublic and Teespring store. And a thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Your support is much appreciated. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. This is Zeeverfett signing off.